Hey Bears fans, here's what I'm tracking today. How Cincinnati's edge rotation just shifted. How that changes our protection rules for Caleb Williams. Where the rushing lanes open when you stress an inexperienced end. And why a single rookie, Shamar Stewart, might secretly be the lever that decides whether Chicago's offense keeps snowballing through November. You're watching Bears News Fan Report, and if you want straight talk delivered like it's coming from the guy in the next seat at Soldier Field, stick with me, hit subscribe, and let's walk through this with the urgency this week deserves. The context is raw and recent, because the Bears just escaped one of the wildest finishes we've seen in years. Caleb to Colston Loveland late, a 58-yard gut check that turned a shootout into a statement. And that final drive didn't just put a number in the win column, it handed us a blueprint. How this offense can manufacture answers even when a veteran on a heater. Yes, that 40-year-old arm still throws lightning, drags a game into chaos. Now step back with me and look at the trenches, because that's where this story actually lives. Cincinnati's front has been wobbling, and with Trey Hendrickson's hip turning their pass rush plan into a weekly question mark, they've been forced to accelerate a first-round project, Shamar Stewart, into moments that don't always match his NFL footwork or his hand timing. The trait stack is real. 6'5", long levers, legit first step, power through the near shoulder when he lands clean. The college tape showed an athlete who could squeeze the B-gap from a wide 9, wrong arm pullers, and chase from the backside. But the production never fully aligned with the tools, which is why scouts kept saying, if he ever ties the hands to the feet, look out. That's the development curve he's riding right now. You saw flashes in September when he won across face with rip and flatten and flashed an 80-plus grade in limited snaps. But the weekly ledger since then has been quiet. Low counting stats. Not enough finishing power at the top of the arc. More looks than hits. That opens the door for Chicago to call the game around him without making it personal. Football is a game of stress tests, and coordinators pick the hinge and lean. Here's how the Bears lean. First, old-school duo at Stewart when he's in a loose 5, double the down lineman, climb late to the linebacker, and dare the rookie to anchor versus denting double teams. If he gives ground, you get vertical creases for Kyle Monangai, while DeAndre Swift's path back to full strength stays sensible and patient. Second, split zone and bluff split. Show him a cross-face tight end to widen his eyes, then pull the tight end through on play action or leak him late. That's free indecision in a young rusher's legs, and indecision is time for Caleb to hit Rome Odunze on the glance or DJ Moore on the over. Third, chip release math. Motion a wideout through the core to nudge Stewart's rush path. Make him restart the engine and force Cincinnati to declare structure. If that nub side safety rotates down, Caleb knows where the throw lives before the ball is snapped. The goal isn't to embarrass a rookie. It's to make the Bengals choose. Give Stewart help and lighten their coverage shells, or let him sink or swim alone and risk our quarterback dealing rhythm throws into space. And because Chicago's left tackle situation has stabilized with Theo Benedette stepping in and playing with real posture on the vertical set, you can now mix protections. Full turn away from Stewart with a back to his side on 3rd and medium. Then jump set the rookie on quick game to put him in a box. That's a rhythm script that favors us. Meanwhile, the Bengals' back end has been living in turbulence. Cam Taylor-Britt has yo-yoed from promising ball hawk to short leash snaps this fall. And even when he's on, a coverage bust or a missed tackle can reset the entire drive. Jordan Battle has been the steadying force with legit range and ball skills, but he's also been forced to clean up in the alley too often, which exposes the angles and tackling load. That's the defensive cocktail that allowed 500-plus yards the last time out. So why am I zeroing in on Stewart when the headlines around Cincinnati scream quarterback drama and a veteran's late-game heroics? Because matchups decide seasons, and this is the one spot where Chicago can control the terms before the ball is even snapped. If Stewart's on the field for 35-40 snaps, our offense can treat him like a thermostat. Turn heat up with motion into his gap. Turn heat down with quick throws away from his alignment, and keep him guessing with red plays that force him to declare, crash and we pull, sit and we hand off, widen and we tag the glance. And if the Bengals try to hide him inside on games, T-E-E-T, you widen splits, go empty, and make them line up honest again. The beauty is that this isn't magic, it's fundamentals married to scouting. On tape, Stewart's best rush wins come when he gets clean air and can convert speed to power. Take that runway away with chips and condensed splits, and the rookie starts playing through traffic. For a young edge, traffic is fatigue, and fatigue is leverage loss. Leverage loss is how 5-yard runs become 11-yard runs. Where does that leave Caleb? In command. The rookie quarterback just authored a 2-minute symphony against a defense that could not close space, and that matters. Because quarterbacks who trust their protection punish single-high looks when safeties lean toward the run. If Chicago forces Cincinnati to allocate help to Stewart's side, the middle field windows grow, and Loveland, who finally popped, becomes a vertical stressor at 10 to 20 yards. If the Bengals stay too high to cap our explosives, we stay patient and mash duo until the corners start peaking. That's how you build a Sunday that feels like a string of winning decisions rather than a coin flip. Now, I'm not blind to the other side of the coin. Stewart can still wreck a drive with one big snap. He's twitchy enough to cross the tackle's face and long enough to finish if he gets a clean shot. The worst decision we could make is to underestimate the pop in his hips and let him collect his first splash moment on national TV. That's why the plan lives in layers: tempo to keep him on the field, cadence to bait him, screens behind his rush to tax his legs, and then, when he's breathing heavy, hit play-action max protect for the kill shot. And yes, I can already hear the questions. Is this just a one-week thing or a bigger trend? For me, it's bigger. As long as Hendrickson's health and usage remain a moving target and Cincinnati asks Stewart to be more than a complementary piece, teams will keep hunting this hinge until the rookie either grows into it or the staff changes the picture. Our job is to stay 1 week ahead of that growth curve. I want your read on it. Do you attack the rookie every series or mix it to avoid waking up his motor? Tell me below, because this community catches details the national shows miss. Here's where I land after tape, calls, and the locker room temperature. The Bears don't need trick plays or a brand new identity. They need discipline in protection rules, stubborn patience on the ground, and a steady drumbeat of simple, punishing decisions that force Shamar Stewart to play more snaps than he's ready to own. And here's the part I held until now, because it belongs at the heart of tonight's takeaway. Inside Halas Hall, Stewart is circled in red on the scouting report, not as a star to fear, but as the stress point we target until the Bengals prove someone else can win the game. That's the quiet headline. Chicago sees a rookie edge as the switch it can flip to control everything else. If you're with me, drop your take in the comments, then stay locked to Bears News Fan Report. I'll keep turning fresh tape and bringing you clean, sober updates with the passion this fan base deserves. Bang that subscribe, tap the like, and share this with the diehards who ride every snap with us. We keep it moving, we keep it honest, and we keep our eyes where it matters, on the hinge that turns close Sundays into winning weeks.